Hi, I wanted to talk to you about my book, The Laundromat Bible. When I first started looking for a laundromat, there is a lot of information out there, some of it correct, some of it not so correct, a little bit of pieces here, a little bit of pieces there. And what I found was that it was difficult to find all the information that I needed in one spot. So for those of you that are following the channel, or maybe you're new to the channel, I own a laundromat in Matawan, New Jersey. What I did was I've written books previously, and I wanted to write one for somebody who's starting out and they're not quite sure what to do. You know, where do I look for a laundromat? What do I look for in a laundromat? Even if you're watching this and you have a laundromat, there are still things I believe that you can get out of it. So as you can see, I've earmarked some of the pages, and I'm not going to give you the whole book. I do want you to go on Amazon and get it. But some of the highlights are, what to look for in a laundromat. A lot of people say, I want a laundromat, but what kind do you want? Do you want attended or unattended? How close do you want to live to the store? That's one of the good questions. For example, if the only laundromat available to you is an hour away, do you want to purchase that? How involved do you want to be? If there's an emergency at the laundromat and you live an hour, can you just drop what you're doing, drive an hour, fix the problem, and then drive an hour home? What if you have an employee and that employee says 2 o'clock for their 3 o'clock shift, I don't feel good, I'm throwing up, I'm not coming in? Who's going to run the store? So those are some of the questions that you have to ask yourself. How do you value a laundromat? You might go on a website and you see that this laundromat's selling for $800,000. It does $350,000 in sales, and the owner says that it makes $100,000 in profit. Is $800,000 a good price for it? Well, probably not. That's probably high. There are several things that go into how to value a laundromat. So for example, you probably didn't know one of the most valuable parts of a laundromat is the lease. Do you know what a good lease is? Is it 8 years? Is it 12 years, 15 years, 20 years? Well, that's one of the things that I cover. So one of the most important parts of valuing a laundromat is the lease. It's also the age of the machines. It's the competition. It's your location. And then obviously too, it's revenue and profit and loss. But all of those go into the valuation. So a lot of times what I find is people, they find a listing on the website, but they don't know, is that a good price or not? Now, laundromats are a very good investment, but you have to buy, just like any business, you have to buy it at the right price. If you buy a laundromat that's worth $400,000 and you pay $600,000 for it, well, no, you might make money, but you're not going to make back that $600,000 investment. So if you grossly overpay for a laundromat, it's just going to be like any other business that you overpaid for. It's going to be a drag on you. Now, I know a lot of you know what due diligence is. It's looking at the books, comparing bank statements, things like that. But it can be a little more difficult for laundromats because a lot of it is still in cash. There's a lot of ways to either hide money or find money when you have a lot of cash involved. So when you're doing your due diligence, especially in a largely cash business like laundromats, you really have to know what to look for, what the tricks are, some of the hidden aspects of the due diligence. I talk about the first day. Now, if you've owned 3 or 4 laundromats already, then you already know what that experience is like. But it's very interesting. You're going to do your research, you're going to watch videos like this, maybe you'll read my book, you'll subscribe to Planet Laundry, but it's still pretty unique the first day that you've talked about it, you've done the research, you've done the negotiation. Now you've signed on the dotted line, you've handed your money over. They've given you the keys and now you own a laundromat. Do you know what to do next? And it's a little bit of a scary feeling, I will admit that. I remember the night that we closed on it, and my wife and I stayed for like an hour afterwards. And even though I've owned businesses before and I've done my research, it was still like, wow, okay, now we own a laundromat. So let's figure out, you know, exactly how this thing works. So two of the other things that I also talk about that I want to just touch on in this video, now again, I'm not going to talk about the entire book, but how do you market your business? One of the things that a lot of people turn to today, and I totally understand why, it's 2024, but it's the internet. They want the internet to just completely do everything for them, including market their business and bring in customers. And I do talk about marketing your business through the internet, but I also talk about some of the old-fashioned ways. I gave you 16 different ways altogether, because don't forget, this is a community business. You're only going to be marketing to places that are maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3 miles radius around your store. So while the internet plays a part, so do the old-fashioned techniques that sometimes people forget about, but they still work, trust me. And one of the last things that I talk about in the book is the wash and fold and pickup and delivery aspect of laundromats. This is really where the growth is coming from in the laundromat industry. I mean, let's face it, there's only so many people that are going to come to a laundromat, put their quarters in the machine, or, you know, maybe they have a debit card or a store card, any one of those things. But there's only so many people that don't have their own washer and dryer. So there's only X amount of people that you can really draw from for that service. But with pickup and delivery and wash and fold, you know, I love to make the joke that anybody that's wearing clothes is a potential customer. Even if they live 5 miles away, they're now a potential customer. Because with the gig economy, Uber can go there, pick up their clothes, bring them to you for you to wash, and then you send them back by another Uber. You'll find that when people, once they realize that this service exists with the wash and the fold and the pickup and delivery, your whole universe opens up to potential customers. You know, seniors that might not be able to get around or that are that mobile. Households where they have 2 kids and both spouses work and they're involved in sports and after school activities and the laundry just mounts up. People that just frankly don't want to do their laundry and have some disposable income. So these are really the growth engines in the laundromat industry. And I go into depth in the book about how to do a successful wash and fold and also pick up and delivery. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'd really appreciate if you picked up the book. If you've liked this, please hit the subscribe button. It really does help. Hit the like button. If you want me to do any other video topics, whether they're just on entrepreneurship or laundromats, leave me a comment and I will try to make that video for you. Have a great day.